Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to PDubs Arcade Loft. And guess what? Today we're going to do a quick information video and we're going to talk about ArcadeNet on your AtGames Legends Ultimate Machine. What is it? What does it do? And most importantly, what are we going to see in the future? Right after this.
So for those of you who are brand new to the AtGames Legends Ultimate Machine, when you first turn on your machine and get fired up and ready to play and dive into the world of this, the first truly connected arcade machine, you have to create an ArcadeNet account. Now, the ArcadeNet is the game service from AtGames designed exclusively for the Legends Ultimate Arcade. Thanks to its dedicated servers, ArcadeNet will support instant play of every game available in the library with no need to wait for downloads. So one of the cool features about ArcadeNet is there are games available for you to play that are not included with the 350 games that come included on the machine, and there are some nice ones in the list. You have Akari Warriors, you have Art of Fighting, there's a King of Fighters in there, you got the Metal Slugs in there. There's some really, really good choices. And when you sign up for your ArcadeNet account, for right now, ArcadeNet is currently in beta for everybody, which means everybody gets to use it right now for free. Currently, we do not have a timetable as to when the beta will be over. So for right now, enjoy it while it's free. Once it's out of beta, obviously there's going to be that monthly charge. Now, don't be afraid to hop on the AtGames.net website for ArcadeNet because there's some great information for each game available to play. As you can see here, for this particular game, it tells us a description of the game, what if there's any countries the game's restricted to, who the developer was, when it was originally released, a backstory on the game. There's some really good information if you want to educate yourself on this stuff before you hop on your machine and begin playing. Of course, when you select a game in the menu screen before you hit the play button to launch the game, you kind of get a smaller version of this on the cabinet. Definitely recommend you guys keeping up to date, constantly checking this. AtGames will be swapping out the games. There's not a timetable yet either as to when new games are going to be added. And don't forget to check the FAQ page because a lot of your questions will be answered right here.
Okay, hold on. Before we go any further, guys, and yes, there was a costume change, and the reason why is it's kind of a funny story. So let me backtrack and tell you a little backstory here before we go any further, because you really want to hear this stuff. So, for instance, over the weekend, I was taking a look at all the great content that myself and other content creators have put out over the last couple of weeks. And I noticed that we've just been talking mostly about bringing your own games, bringing your own ROMs. I think I was one of the only guys that actually did a video showing you, hey, these are 10 games that are included and they're awesome. And it's wonderful that we're showing everybody all the great expansion capabilities of this machine and the way to play games. So over the weekend, though, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? People aren't talking about ArcadeNet enough. It's one thing that it's like it's there, but people haven't been talking about it. So I sent AtGames a message with a bunch of questions saying, hey, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Are we going to be able to do this? Are we going to be able to do this? And whatever answers you give me, let me know what I can or cannot share. So I did get that response the day before yesterday. Preparing a video with that material, and then lo and behold, all I can tell you guys is this: there's even more awesome, amazing news coming out. In fact, by the time you watch this video, there's a good chance, if you don't catch this video within the next 24 to 36 hours, there's a good chance that this information is going to be even more explosive. So there is some awesome stuff about to happen with this Legends Ultimate Machine, and I hope you guys are excited about it. So what I definitely wanted to talk to you about, though, was there are some other things, though, not related to what's happening that I can share with you. So let's dive into that. Okay, guys, so here you go. We're in the machine, we're fired up, and we're ready to get rolling. Now, when you initially scroll to the right from the top menu, if you're brand new, you're going to see this little message saying, hey, just so you guys know,
Welcome to the beta version of ArcadeNet. It's free and all that kind of stuff. And if you hit OK, you'll see we are under the ArcadeNet menu, and you have all those games available. And kind of like what we mentioned before, there are some decent selections on here for you to choose from. Now, when you're playing on the ArcadeNet, these games, they stream instantly online through the ArcadeNet servers, which is fantastic. Now, the one thing that's mentioned on the AtGames ArcadeNet webpage is that they are going to allow you in the future to purchase games from ArcadeNet. And keep in mind, too, it would only be select games available for sale, most likely due to licensing and things of that issue. So my question for AtGames was, well, how are we going to make that work? How is that going to be possible? If you purchase the game, does that mean you're going to own it locally? Or does that mean it's going to show like here? Is it going to say owned or something of that nature? Or will it download and install locally on the machine? Or how are you going to access it once you purchase it? And AtGames let me know that I could share this information for you. So right now, the plan is, of course, that if you end up purchasing a game in the future from ArcadeNet, what'll happen is when you purchase the game, it'll download the file onto your USB for your bring your own games. So it's going to show up there in your add-on games folder. So basically those .uce files that we've been creating for adding your own games, this is where they're going to go once you purchase them. And what's nice about that is, let's say you purchase some games and you're a big fan, and let's just say 6 months down the road you tell yourself, hey, ArcadeNet, it's not really for me at this time, or I need to save some money, or whatever the situation may be, I need to trim back on my expenses, things of that nature. What's nice is if you do cancel your monthly ArcadeNet service, because it's been downloaded to your USB, that means you guys get to keep the game. That's right. You get to keep the game because you paid for it, and now it's yours. So that's an awesome piece of information I think we should all be aware of, is that when you do purchase the games, when they unlock that feature, now it's not going to be in this next update, probably not the one after that, probably not the one after that, but it is coming down the road because I know they definitely want to get that feature available to us. Now, I know some folks, especially the modding community, who have no problem finding those perfectly legal ROM files online, might say to themselves, well, why would I even buy a game? I'll find the game online for free. I mean, not for free. Well, you know what I mean. I'm going to find the game, and I'm just going to stick it on my USB and play it. Well, let's keep in mind, guys, and let's be fair and let's be honest. There are folks out there, whether they're old, young, middle-aged, it doesn't matter. Some folks just aren't tech savvy. Some folks just aren't familiar with how to find ROM sites and how to create the special UCE files using the add-on tool. So this particular feature might be of interest to that particular crowd. That way they can see a game that they like, they think it's cool, let's say it's only a couple of bucks, and they say, you know what, I'm going to buy that game. Know it's going to be installed on this little USB drive that I plugged in, and I can keep that game with me forever. So, good information to have. Definitely wanted to talk about a lot more stuff with you guys, but like I said, big time, big news information was shared with a lot of us content creators, and big announcements are going to be coming very, very soon. So, let's hold off on anything else, but stay tuned. You're going to see a lot of videos popping up from a lot of guys in the next, I don't know, very soon. And you guys are absolutely going to love what you're going to see. Do me a favor, though, give a thumbs up on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are inching closer and closer and closer to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Definitely would love for you to be one of the folks to help us hit that milestone. As always, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to PDubs Arcade Loft. We got some amazing content coming your way. All kinds of stuff for AtGames, Arcade 1-Up, and especially the newcomer Toy Shock sooner than you think. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic day.